Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about mulch, why I think it's a game changer in the garden, what the benefits are that make it the game changer, what you can use for it, and how you apply it. I'm Rebecca from the Busy Woman's Garden. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy watching my videos. So I picked this particular spot in the garden so that I can explain to you exactly what I'm going to do with the mulch in a few minutes. As regards the type, mulch is basically any layer of organic matter that you apply on top of the soil. You don't have to dig the soil beforehand or anything. You apply it as a layer on top of the soil to give the soil some extra benefits. And those benefits are, it feeds the soil. So it's replenishing nutrients. If you've got a lot of plants growing, obviously they're all drawing up the nutrients. Applying a mulch is giving it a chance to take the nutrients back into the soil again. Another benefit of it is actually something to do with your garden waste. If you make your own compost, it really is a useful way of using up the prunings and clippings that you have around the garden anyway. Another really good benefit of it is if you apply thick enough of a layer, this is my favourite bit, it actually acts as a weed suppressant. So that's the part that I really like. And I've picked this spot in particular because it is so weedy. So yeah, it acts as a weed suppressant. And the other thing it does is it helps retain moisture in the soil, which is becoming more and more of a benefit as we experience these hotter summers. So even here in rainy, cold Ireland, we're getting some of this drier weather too. So the mulch helps with that. So what can you use for it? I use my my own compost mostly. So this is some of it here. It looks actually quite like, takes about 6 months or a year for it to turn out like this from all the vegetable peelings and clippings from around the garden and things. You can see there's still some sticks and things like that, and there's no harm. You know, you can break them up or take them out, but it's not going to make much difference. So it doesn't look exactly like the commercial compost that you buy, like pot and compost in the garden centres, but it'll behave more or less the same way. And in this little tub, I have well-rotted manure. Now, this has some wood shavings mixed into it because it's coming from the horse's stable. You prefer if you didn't have wood shavings in it, but it's still perfectly good. The reason why I say that is because too much wood as a mulch, to break down wood, it actually uses nitrogen. So it's using one of the main nutrients that you need for the soil to break down the wood itself. So you're kind of losing a little bit of the benefit, but it's still better than nothing. Because one of the other things you can use is bark or wood chippings as a mulch. That actually looks quite decorative and is pretty to look at. Obviously, this doesn't look anything too exciting on top of a bed, but the bark can look quite pretty, you know, and a lovely uniform colour. But as I say, it's not quite as good from a nutrient perspective as the other two. Other things, leaves in the autumn, if you have a thick enough layer of leaves and you can let the leaves break down into a mould, we call it leaf mould, it's just leaf compost, and that'll do the same job. They're the organic mulches. There are inorganic, which is when you put the gravel on top of the weed membrane that you'd see usually in commercial places. That's a really good weed suppressant, but obviously you're not getting any nutrients. In fact, it makes it very difficult to get nutrients into the plants when you have a weed membrane and the gravel on top of it. So I don't usually do that because well, apart from anything else, I like to have bulbs and things coming up in different places. So it doesn't suit me, but something to think about. So when you're going to apply it, that's the next part. The bad news is you have to weed it first. And as you can see, this area of my garden needs quite a bit of weeding. So I'm going to take into that now, get the weeding done, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so the weeding is more or less done, or done as good as I'm going to do it. The next step is to actually apply the mulch to the soil. So there's two options here. You can just apply it directly to the soil. There's no big deal. You don't need to go digging it in or anything like that. It's a layer at the top of the soil. Or you can apply a couple of sheets of newspaper underneath it. So that just gives the weed suppressant angle a little bit more of a boost. So any newspaper really. And I just put it down in the soil. I have a little bit down there already. So maybe 3 or 4 sheets deep, and then apply a good thick layer of mulch on top of it. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so for the purposes of this video, we'll call that done. Obviously, I have a lot more work to do, but for now, we'll call that done. The last step you need to take is to give it a little light watering. It's really only to just hold it in place, so don't go mad. So that's it, job done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed it. And you can check out my Facebook group as well, The Busy Woman's Garden. And thanks for watching. I'm Rebecca. Take care. Bye-bye.